Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Time to wrap up this evaporator and dash job. We're getting close. Kicking off the Tinker Day. Let's start off with the steering wheel. Put the panel in under there. Put the last two screws in the center console. Put the stereo in. Put the stuff in on the other side totally. Then I'm going to put this center console in. Whew! Looks like I got everything together. What I need to do now is back it up and leak check that heater core and then service the AC. And if all that's good, fix this rear panel back here. It's got a panel on that back hatch that's noisy, falling apart. We got the repair kit from IPD. So let me go ahead and get this thing backed out and leak check it. This car has a child booster, but somehow it's got disconnected. They flop up like that, then flop down like that. But I don't know how to get that back in, and I'm not going to take the time to figure it out. Well, it sucks, because that heater core is leaking. I got to pull it apart, see why. Either the seal got pinched, or that hack screw's not got it tight enough. Something's wrong. So let me pull that heater core and get this straightened out. When I pulled this heater core, there was an extra gasket in the floor. I'm wondering if that extra gasket was on this heater core somehow. Anyway, I took this one that's clearly compressed and pinched out, and I put that newer one that I found in. I removed the lines. Looks like it may not be leaking. Let me go ahead and start the car and see if I get a leak. I'm gonna let it run about 5 minutes and see. This thing runs really well. It fired right up first time. Didn't take a second chance. I'm gonna service the AC system. It's best to vacuum these things down. Make sure they hold a vacuum for about 15-20 minutes before you service them. That does two things. One, it leaks check the system. Two, it draws all the moisture out of the system. Then when you service it after that with the PAG oil and the refrigerant, man, this system is super cold. But if you just hook up the cans and pump a couple of cans in there, it just doesn't get as cold as it would if you had that thing serviced properly. Now, the airbag on this passenger side, I couldn't find a proper plug to plug that thing into. So this dash will have to be removed and that airbag investigated to get rid of this airbag code. Other than that, I could reset the service light and see what's going on with the ABS. Scan that, but I don't know why these things got ABS module issues. I could swap out the module, see if that fixes it, but up here in the Rust Belt, you get a lot of sensor wire issues. Okay, I am not dripping like before, so I should be good to go on this heater core. I hear it filling up with refrigerant, coolant. So I'm gonna service the AC, tighten this heater core stuff up, and then put these panels back on. Man, these kick panels were a pain in the butt getting on. I did not want to take those things back off. Lower knee panels. I was trying to self-service it with this thing. This thing must take some kind of batteries or something, but I couldn't get it to come on. But anyway, the can started frosting up. Compressor never kicked on. I found a plug unplugged down there, but never could get it to kick on. And when I disconnected it to hook up my less expensive, less fancy gauge system. I seen the valve was leaking, so we need a valve stem tightener. Maybe that'll stop it. And in the meantime, I'm gonna put this car together while Uncle Steve goes to get that tool. Got these panels back together. Still waiting on that valve stem tool. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix this panel. Falling apart, all noisy, with the repair kit from IPD. I have a real good video about this linked in the description area. So now that I got this panel off, I see that it's already been repaired with the IPD repair kit. It just needs the clips that clip in up there. They're totally missing. So we could have ordered clips and got this. Also, I just noticed that this door latch is missing a screw. I don't think I have one of those with me. I'll double check real quick. But a lot of times, stress on these door latches without these screws in there causes cracks on the panel, like you see there. Anyway, this corner is missing its little securing nut like this. Since this is an end, I'm going to take one of these center ones and move it over there. And then I'm going to take the kit that we got and put this panel together with the clips that belong in there and just reattach it like it's supposed to be. It should be good to go. I took a close look and a couple of these are damaged, so I'm going to replace those damaged ones. That one's damaged and that one's damaged, so it can have fresh meat on here. Actually, all of them were damaged, so I'll replace all of them. That one right there is busted up pretty bad, so I put some epoxy on it. I'm letting it set. I'm gonna go ahead and move one of these nuts over there. Then I'm gonna try to service this AC. We got the tool to close that valve stem. I was mistaken. That thing is broke off. It's too short to put one of these nut things on there, so I'm gonna leave it like it is. Trying to service the AC, and the line that screws on top of the evaporator is leaking pretty bad. It's just blowing refrigerant out of there. So I gotta try to tighten that down a little more. I don't know if you can see those bubbles. I got that pipe loose from the top of the dryer. I'm gonna see if I got one of these O-rings, but it shouldn't be leaking past that O-ring when that's drawn down. So I had it tight, so let me see if I got one of these O-rings. Maybe that'll stop it. Look like my seal stopped that leak, and the AC is cycling, slowly servicing, so I'm gonna let that keep servicing, and we'll see if we can find another leak somewhere that's stopping this thing from filling up. The compressor is still cycling a little bit, staying engaged mostly. The cooling fan kicked on, which is a good thing. Time for me to hook up another can. This can's about empty. Then I'm gonna go inside and check the temperature on the vents with my infrared gauge. Fan kicked up to high speed. Let me go check the temperature on the car. Still has coolant. It's not reading high. I don't know why the fan kicked up on high, but that's okay. All right, let's check vent temp. Turn this thing on. $61. That should be colder than that. It feels colder than that. There it goes. It's dropping down. All right, let's get another temp. 67 there, 50 here, 68 there, 45 there. It's a little colder on the driver's side than the passenger side. Alright, this is in the 40s now on the passenger side. 51. Going down into the 40s almost on the passenger side. And then the 40s on this side. Alright, so we're going to check, make sure it warms up when we go to warm and back to cold. I selected 80 on both sides. Climbing up close to 80. Climbing up over 75. Climbing up over 70. Over 75. Over 80. Alright, let's crank this thing back down to 64 and see what we get. Going down fast. Dropping down. Alright, it says 95 on my pants leg. I think that thing might be 20 degrees off, but anyway, it's cold in the vents. Alright, we're in the 50s. Going close to 40s. And we're not all the way to full cold, so I think we're good to go. I got 3 codes that could indicate why we got check engine light. Air pump, that thing is hanging down. Air pump again. ECT. Man, these things like these ECT air codes. Maybe that's why I kicked in the high speed. Alright, I'm going to clear these. They should already been cleared, really, because this battery was disconnected. So these are fresh codes. Alright, let's go back and read why we have SRS light. Probably that passenger side airbag. Passenger side airbag. Okay. See if we can figure out ABS system error codes. Three codes. Right rear wheel sensor. That's a valid code on these cars. Right rear wheel sensor. Pump motor. That could be a power deal with the ABS module. Alright, let's clear these. I don't think that's going to do any good. But anyway. Okay. Get out of here and fire it up, see what comes back. ABS tracks and SRS. That's all we got left. No check engine light. me get this thing off these wheel. No, I got to put that bracket in, and then I'll get it off these wheel ramps. Got my AC stuff all buttoned up, my bracket in. We should be good to go. Everything tested fine. Got the new supports in from the IPD kit. Again, you could check that video on my YouTube page that's linked in the description. Now I'm going to slide the clips in here, put the clip step along in here, and fasten this thing on here. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.